Today we discuss Star Wars The Last Jedi. Welcome back everyone, this is Mike ZEROH here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Thank you also very much for the kind support, it is greatly appreciated. Today we have Chris Cross Media with us once again. It's been a while, Chris. Welcome back.
Yeah, I've been in hypersleep, like just in a back to tank somewhere, just chilling.
So,
but I did message you, Mike, not too long ago, and we were talking as usual on some Star Wars speculation for The Last Jedi, and I was going over this lovely book. We're not sponsored by them, but The Art of Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Amazing book.
And fantastic book, amazing artwork, but there is an image that really caught my eye, and something that's kind of sparked conversation between us is this early rendering of the first ever lightsaber that was created by, I'm assuming, the first Jedi or the first Jedi. Seeing that this movie is called The Last Jedi, it would be no surprise to me that this would carry over to this film.
Yes.
Because it seems like a lot of ideas from The Force Awakens that were scrapped is now making it over to the sequel. And I don't mean to cut you off or anything like that, but I will just read quickly what the excerpt says here. It says, "You can see the little trigger crystal on the far right one. That's the most primitive lightsaber there is. All this aluminum milled stuff, that's all just for safety and style." So essentially the hilts and stuff like that, that's more of like a style, aesthetic thing. But the most primitive lightsaber, as you can see in the image, is literally just a lightsaber, a kyber crystal that's wrapped up in what looks like rope.
It looks amazing. And I think that
it's pretty cool.
It really would be great if they were to take this concept from The Force Awakens and insert this into The Last Jedi somehow, like we just spoke of, how it could have possibly been developed by the first Jedi to ever be back then. And, you know, as we can see in this image, we're going to pop it up. We have the pure crystal, we have one with the hilt with the crystal sticking out of it, and we have one that has like this, as you said before, like rope tied around it. And I think that it really just, it would be so amazing, and it just seems like it would match the environment of Ahch-To if it were to be on that planet or on that island, somewhere in or around the first Jedi Temple. Perhaps maybe Luke Skywalker or Rey discovers it, or Luke Skywalker discovered it before Rey even arrived, and he introduces this to her and teaches her about kyber crystals and how they work, perhaps. I just think it would be a great opportunity to take such a concept from The Force Awakens and insert it into The Last Jedi, you know?
Right, and I think that you know, it would just be really cool to see a little bit more of the backstory and lore of the Jedi Order, especially with the theme of this one being the Jedi Order ending, essentially. One of my favorite episodes from the Cartoon Network Clone Wars animated series, the 2D animated one, was when Anakin went into the, I forget the temple's name, but he went and picked out his crystal for his lightsaber, and there was like a whole ceremony and trial that he had to go through for that. It was such an interesting concept, and it was something that I really wanted to see explored in a live-action movie. Yeah. And it would be really cool if on Ahch-To, Rey were to create her own lightsaber. I don't know if they're going to go that route, because on all the promotional images,
it'd be so great.
Yeah, and I really think that she should. It would be really cool if she had her own lightsaber that she can, you know, claim as hers. It looks like they're going to be giving her Anakin's old one, which is completely fine. I think that's pretty cool, especially since that lightsaber is so iconic throughout the entire saga. Yeah, but it would be cool if you get to see this early edition or this early version of what a lightsaber was. Especially, I think I'm the most interested to see how this little crystal works. It has no hilt, nothing. Right. So, I mean, where do you hold it? I guess at the end it doesn't seem to be glowing on the image.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know here, but you know, it's funny because like if you follow MakingStarWars.net, it's a really reliable Star Wars website, and they have great sources, and they actually went over how Luke Skywalker, and this could tie in with this possible primitive lightsaber coming into play. Luke Skywalker has a lot of gear. He has a compass. I don't know if you heard of this. He has a walking stick that's attached to his belt. He has a zapping weapon, which is speculated for him to use against these creatures that are called the Porgs. Those are the birds on this island. And lastly,
iPhone 7?
He has a gigantic orange backpack that he sports throughout the film. So I'm thinking that it would be so amazing if at one point in time during his travels on this planet, he discovered this primitive lightsaber and it's in the backpack somewhere in this film. You know.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And I think something that we briefly touched on is, imagine if this lightsaber were to be some sort of a key to something greater. I think there is something more to the lightsaber than just a peace weapon or something like that. A laser sword, as George Lucas famously calls them. It's very possible that this could be used as some sort of a key to a doorway or something. Because there is this talk of something greater than the light and the dark.
Right.
It's, the middle ground. And maybe this could be something used for that. Who knows? I mean, there's so many unknowns within the Star Wars universe, and now I think there's more doors open, especially with this new film. They're really, I feel, pushing the boundaries of what we can expect from the series, and it'd be really cool to see some sort of a hidden power within the lightsabers themselves.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to definitely toy around with kyber crystals more. We saw the introduction of this in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. It seems like Lucasfilm and Disney are really trying to push that and really kind of etch that into the new fans' minds that these kyber crystals are what power the lightsabers. And I think that an even greater way to do this is to insert it into one of the main trilogy films where you actually get to see a kyber crystal. And we've heard this before through Making Star Wars as well, that Luke Skywalker, I don't know if you heard about this, he has this necklace with a little red crystal sticking out of it. Nobody knows for sure if it's a red kyber crystal or just a gem, but many have speculated it could have to do with pieces of Darth Vader's lightsaber that were scattered and somehow he came across a piece of it. But I think that...
I was going to say, that'd be amazing.
I think that when it comes to the primitive saber, I think that just looking at this in the Force Awakens Artbook, so it's like,
pretty much.
When you're just looking at this, like, it just looks like it belongs in that type of environment on Ahch-To. It's just has that look to it. If I think about Ahch-To and I look at that primitive saber, I could just imagine it in a chest box somewhere in a cave. It just fits.
And I mean, I'll just say this: in the trailer, there's that faraway scene where Rey is training. Is there any confirmation that's Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber during that segment, or is it possible she's training with like the earliest version of a lightsaber?
See, that's interesting.
At that point,
that's interesting. I would like to say that it is the Skywalker lightsaber. Though it is a faraway shot, so we can't say for sure at this point.
Who knows?
Who knows? It could be anything.
I was going to say it's interesting how a kyber crystal has been a concept that's been around for almost 40-something years. Or it was a scrapped idea for a Star Wars 2 sequel.
Oh wow!
That Lucas actually. Had an author write and ended up becoming a graphic novel and a novel. And it's cool that they're just kind of coming back into the fold of things.
Yeah.
And it's also funny how with the prequel trilogy they wanted to add more lore to the Force by adding midichlorians, and that didn't really take with the fan base. But now with this newer saga, they're pushing the idea of kyber crystals, and I think it's a much more interesting concept and something that's a lot more widely accepted.
Right.
And very interesting. There is that deleted scene from the Return of the Jedi where Luke is kind of putting together his green lightsaber.
Cave, right?
And it's So cool. Yeah, absolutely.
I just wish they inserted
it's
that in the
so
film.
cool. Yeah, I know. And it's such a cool little scene to have. I'm glad we have that kind of a scene, you know, as a fan, but it would be really cool if that was put in the film. And it would be really cool to see something like that in the future,
right?
Star
With
Wars
Rey,
films.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Know, developing
Absolutely.
a saber, putting it together. Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, if Kylo Ren goes good and he turns back, maybe he builds a new lightsaber, and it's, you know,
Perhaps green.
perhaps green. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all we
That's
got,
it.
right? Is that all we got, Chris? Yeah.
That's all I got on this little crystal lightsaber with string. It's a cool image.
It's a very interesting
and I think
thing.
it's
And the reason why I wanted to really bring this up is that a lot of things from The Force Awakens concepts are going to be entering The Last Jedi. I mean, we did learn that originally they were going to put Yoda in this film, in The Force Awakens. Now, there's all these leaks and, you know, pieces of evidence that support that he's coming back, and I just think that they're borrowing more of what they couldn't use for The Force Awakens and what they're going to use for The Last Jedi from that. So, yeah, I think that's about it, all we got, really.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the ancient lightsaber discussion. Let us know down below, guys, if you actually think this could make an appearance, and if there is more to the story than we are discussing. Because I think it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting image, nonetheless. Especially that little like kyber crystal with I guess a burnt off hilt. I guess that could be used as a lightsaber. Who knows? But let us know what you guys think. I think this would be cool to see on screen.
Yeah, guys, and if you enjoyed the video, do make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video to support the channel.
And check out Pirates Weekend Crisscross. Plug. Bye.
Yes, check it out, guys. Links below in the description, his channel.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Take care.